I want you to walk me through AWS just to start. What explains the acceleration in your view, and what explains the upside in margins? It's really taken the street by surprise.
Well, AWS is 32% growth year over year, 30% margin, $54 billion run rate. What a business. That combination of margin and run rate is just something remarkable. They wonder why Jassy got promoted. Well, there's your answer. That is also 47%. That is also 47% of Amazon's operating income. So that's a story.
So where do you think that business is coming from? New business, or is it a share shift?
Oh, there's a lot of new business in there. They listed a bunch of new customers. It's not hard to understand. The cloud business is pretty big. But if you look at the whole enterprise IT business, it's huge. Last time I saw a number, it was something like 1.7 trillion. So, the cloud business is, looking exciting, but it's still, 10, 15% of the whole IT business. And it's going to be a lot more than 10 or 15%, say 10 years from now. So there's still a lot of room for growth in that sector.
Right. As for the core retail business, Tim, as we were in the last fall and last summer, everybody envisioned a point at which we would get control over the pandemic. People would go out and shop again. And we have seen overall e-commerce share of retail at least plateau here. Now there's a new narrative, and that is that household budgets are so flush with cash that they continue to go out. They can continue to go out and spend on services and goods and still keep their spend on sites like Amazon. You think that's legit?
I think that's legit, but I don't think that's the whole story. If you look at the financials, at the size that Amazon is, this kind of 40% growth rate is really hard to understand, and you have to worry about, the law of big numbers. Can they keep on doing this? Well, if you look at the thing, I just made a little list of the things they're expanding into. They're expanding into pharmacy, NFL merchandise, Amazon One payment technology, Amazon Business Global Procurement, which has 5 million customers and 25 billion in revenue, Prime Video partnerships with the New York Yankees, wireless earbuds, video doorbells. Is there any sector at all that they're not expanding into? So, if you can't get organic growth in the sectors you're in, well, what do? You go into more sectors. And eventually, you can't grow forever, but they're managing to keep it going, which I think is an astonishing story.
Yeah, and Tim, they are entering into areas where, at least initially, they're a small piece of a larger pie. And you mentioned how big enterprise tech spending is in general, and therefore AWS is kind of, growing quickly within a massive pool. But that's now kind of funding everything else or most of what else Amazon is doing right now. Is it a sustainable model to maintain AWS inside of Amazon and have its profits kind of fund all the other ambitions?
Yeah, I don't think so, because, if Amazon is trying to sell computing services to everybody with AWS, you got to realize that for every, $1 million you spend with AWS, a third of it's going into Amazon's cash flow to fund other things, which are probably competing with you. So I think that this is going to become an increasingly significant headwind for AWS and getting in the way of its growth. I don't think this is a controversial opinion. You're hearing it all over the place. If I were Amazon, if I were Andy Jassy, I'd be looking at spinning off AWS now under my own control, as opposed to doing it with the Washington, D.C. pointing a pistol at my head a few quarters from now. It seems like an overwhelmingly smart idea, and not doing it feels like a big mistake.
Tim, I wonder what you think about everything we're seeing shake out in terms of the workforce and the employee efforts. I mean, obviously, there was that unionization effort that was very closely watched and is still being contested to a certain extent. Down in Alabama, the company just recently coming out in the last couple of days and saying it's going to raise pay for a significant swath of its workers. Are they doing enough? Is this something that's going to continue to, I guess, add to cost pressures for the company longer term?
Well, I mean, yeah, there was a big organic shift in Jeff's most recent letter to shareholders. They've added significant top goals. Their goals are now: Amazon strives to be Earth's most customer-centric company, Earth's best employer, and Earth's safest place to work. Well, that is clearly a response to the buzz of bad news around Amazon working conditions and injury rates and the unionization pressure and so on. So clearly the company has decided that it's got to have a better story to tell in terms of the way it treats its employees. Now you ask the question, is it enough? Well, who can tell? I mean, if you look at the macroeconomic picture in the whole Western world, the level of inequality we're seeing is something that has been increasing steadily since the 1970s and is astonishingly high. So you have to assume that political pressure is going to emerge around the world, trying to address that. And one of the best ways to address that is to boost people's pay. So Amazon, good on them for trying to get in front of it. Is it good enough? Well, that's really not a business question. That's a politics question. And it's going to be decided in legislatures and government offices around the world. I think probably not. I think the pressure from the political sector just to hack away at the egregious inequality is going to be a big deal in the business world.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.